Man, it's funny. Like, I think about our relationship of where it was now. Like, the first time I ever talked to Steph was me telling him congratulations after I got drafted. He had just had Riley, his oldest daughter.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, my first conversation ever with him was just like, yo, what's up, bro? Got your number from E. Congratulations. Like, I heard you just had a baby. Congratulations. Klay, we actually played Summer League together because he played two games. My rookie year, he played the first 2 games of Summer League. And it's funny to see where our relationship started off because we were all the young guys on the team. And so we actually, along with Harrison, Festus, we actually all had a bond initially.
Mm-hmm.
But it was funny because it wasn't like a bond made on the court.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was a bond made on, like, we're the young guys with David Lee, Carl Landry, Jared Jack, Richard Jefferson, Brandon Rush. We're like the young guys that they're all looking at like, man, get y'all young ass out of here.
Right.
And so we bonded just on being the young guys. It happened so fast, like our ascension, because, I mean, it got sped up with David Lee getting hurt.
Mm-hmm.
But we just started playing so well together, and I think our skill sets fit so well together.
Mm-hmm. But
never was it like a thought of like, yo, man, we special together. Like, it's just like, yo, we could be really good.
Right.
Like, oh, man, like, all right, we fitting together, and now this is flowing. Like, we could be really good. And in my third year, that's when we won the first championship in 2015. But, like, even then, like, I started the first 16, 17 games because David Lee was out. Then he came back, and Steve kept it that way. And that's when it was like, this is interesting. Like, they rolling with us.
Mm-hmm.
Then we win a championship, and it's like, whoa, I'm in year 3, Klay's in year 4, Steph's in year 6. Like, man, we may be able to, like,
run
do
a
this
few
for
more.
a while.
Right.
Like, hey, this is interesting.
This the one.
To say that we thought or knew that we would be special together, though, I think that's something we just realized.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because when you're in it, it's hard to see.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's hard to look and be. Now, what I did know is like, I don't think nobody could beat us. You know what I'm saying? Like, us 3 together, nobody can beat us. But it still wasn't like, yo, this is something special.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we got something special. It was just like, nah, like, we nice and like nobody can beat us. As of late, I say over the last couple years, you really realize like, yo, we really have a special thing. Like, we not fighting over attention. We not fighting over you make more money than me or I make more money than him. We're not fighting over none of that. Like, we really enjoy being together. And like, Bob really helped me realize that Bob, every time he would come walking by, me, Steph, and Klay, we sit at the same table, and he would just walk by and laugh like it's so funny to me 10 years later you guys still sit together.
Hilarious.
Like on the plane.
Yeah.
And when he first said it, I was just like, Like,
duh. Right.
But then I started to think about and really process what he was saying, and I'm like, I get what he's saying now. Like, not only are we still together 10 years later, but we actually enjoy spending time with each other 10 years later. Like, we enjoy each other so much that on every flight, we sit together and talk and kick it. And like, that's when I started to notice that especially, because basketball is cool, right? Like, we've won, that's great. Like, don't take that for granted. But like, what makes it special is like, these my brothers. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are guys who like go to war with.
Right.
And these are guys that when we're done playing, I'll still keep in contact with. Like, I'm going through free agency right now. And like, you hear this and you hear that and just updating them on like my thoughts. Like, every step of the way I update them. Like, yo, because I don't want it to get down to a point to where if I was to leave, that because you just can't control news anymore.
Right.
Like, it's impossible to control news.
Right. That's getting out.
Like, it's getting out. And so, if I leave, that it's just like, wham. Hey, fellas, just FYI, I'm gone. Or
lead a chat.
it come across like your phone and I don't get the chance to tell you, you know? And so I'm like in touch with them like a couple times a week right now, just kind of letting them know my mindset, what I'm thinking, what I'm hearing, you know, just, you know, you hear things and like can't negotiate yet, but what I'm thinking, because I don't want it to come down to that if I'm not offered the offer that I think I should get, or I'm offered better somewhere else and I like that situation more at this point in time in my life, I don't want it to come down to like it's just some abrupt thing and like we haven't talked in weeks and now I'm hitting you up just to tell you I'm going. So I've been like updating them too, like every step of the way over the last couple of weeks about just what I'm hearing, you know, what some of the possibilities may be, just to keep them in the loop. That's our relationship. And that's what makes it special. You know, it's like I feel indebted to them for them to know where I'm at, where my mind's at. Like one day I'm
That's
like,
dope.
bro, like I can't wait for us. And then another day I'm like, I don't know, man. Like we'll see how it turns out. I really don't know.
Right.
You know, but like I think that's probably the best way I can sum our relationship up. You know, it's like I'm indebted to those guys forever, you know? And like,
y'all link forever.
You know, like they're my brothers. Like you can never mention me and not mention them. You can't mention them and not mention me. Like we tied together forever. And I think that's what makes it special. Like, yeah, winning championships is great, but like to be connected in such a positive light with two guys for the rest of my life, like I couldn't have chosen two better people to have my name attached to for the rest of my life. Like special,
Facts.
special dudes, man.
Shout out Steph, shout out Klay, man.